Thank you, everyone. I too would like to acknowledge our traditional owners and pay my respects to our elders past and present. I want to thank you, Amanda, for agreeing yet again to facilitate one of these forums. This is the third forum that we have had across the city of Logan, and I want you to hear from me. This is a genuine attempt to get your views on how you want this area to look in 20 years from now. And we actually want to hear your input, and we want you to work with us in the next 20 years to make this action a reality. We started back in Springwood when Councillor Lutton had the idea to say, bold enough to say, look, we should get out there and say to the community, we have had a 25-year master plan for Springwood that never worked. What are we going to do? And so it was actually, these forums are actually the brainchild of our new Planning and Economic Development Chair, Councillor Russell Lutton, who I asked to stand up. Where are you, Russell? He's right down the back there. Russell's been our brainchild of these forums and summits, and I want to can we just congratulate him on making such a bold push to council to make sure we're out in the community. And Councillor Raven has taken on the role as the chair for our city centres, which is a new special committee, and Councillor Steve Swenson is here as well. And of course your local councillor, Councillor Kransky, are all very passionate about making sure that we unlock not just the active areas or the key city centres, but Logan as a whole. And if I could take you back to 2016, when we were all running around knocking on doors, letting people know we want to be elected, and we heard a clear message from the communities. One is, I want to work where I live. That's the first thing. And we had to acknowledge that 70% of people 70% of the city of Logan leave Logan every day to go to work. So we are the cause of the traffic and congestion on the M1. We are the cause of the traffic congestion on Waterford Tamborine Road, on Mount Lindsay Highway, and the stress on the transport areas as well. But we're also part of the solution. So if we can create Logan Village, Springwood, Beanley, Meadowbrook, and these areas as key active economic areas for this region, and we can create jobs where people live, then you won't need to get on the road and go and find a job somewhere in Brisbane. We want employment. So we want you to help us figure out, what does 20 years from now look like? And it's a big ask, because if you think about the technology that changed just in the last 2 years, do we need commercial space in 20 years from now? What do our young kids would like to see happen? What our future leaders would like, what they like to see as far as transport and logistics? And what kind of jobs are we going to have? Are they the traditional jobs of tradies and retail, or are they new jobs started with startup opportunities? As a council, we want to facilitate this future. And that's why we decided early on to say we are no longer going to focus on the perception of Logan, we're going to focus on our potential. Because we want you to raise your eyes higher. We want you to believe in yourself. We want you to know that we are with you in this. Growth is upon us whether we like it or not. And it's up to us to design that growth or just accept the growth the way it is coming right now. So I know you want to design it. And I know you want to have a say in how this area looks for you. You want to protect the historical features of this village. You want to see it as part of our tourism, economic growth, and you want to see it as a key business hub. And we want to find those solutions to problems as we go through the next 20 years. So I guarantee you, as with our Springwood Summit, we had 147 outcomes of that we have budgeted for and ensured that they are deliverable. In the Beanley Summit, we are yet to have the finalisation of those outcomes, but we'll action them in our budget this coming year. And on this summit, we'll do the same. We will make sure that as a council, we're not playing politics with your life. We're not just focusing on a 4-term round here. We're looking 20 years from now. And that's where we want to take you. And we want you to be with us in that space. So thank you so much for being part of this. You are absolutely part of something that is new, because the difference between this forum and the 2 summits we've had in the past is, one, the first Springwood and Beanley were about retrofitting. How do we unlock areas? What do we have to move out of the way? With this one, the Logan Village Forum actually gives us the opportunity to start from the grassroots up. You're actually designing something from nothing. And you get to do that for these future generations. So with that, I know time is against us, and I know you want to hear the kids. Thank you for coming out on the wet, and thank you for being part of this tremendous future, the great city of Logan. Now remember, it took 300,000 people to put one man on the moon. And we want to make sure that these key active centres around the city of Logan are all catered for and are all working together, so the whole city is focused in the same direction, and we can do this together. Thank you very much for your time.